My competitors all charge the same rate. To be competitive, should I charge less? I'm losing money, but my occupancy is high. What can I do? Well, good day and welcome to the Keystone HDC podcast number 31. My name is Gerry MacPherson, and in our last podcast, we looked at the best way to stay in touch with your customers. And I had originally planned on continuing with this theme, but today I'm going to get a little sidetracked because of a question I have seen many times lately. What should I charge? Today we are going to talk about what price you should put on your property services. It never ceases to amaze me how many hospitality property owners there are that when asked have no idea what it costs to provide rooms, meals, or any other add-on services to their guests. And by this I mean the actual cost required to have a room ready for a guest to walk in for a night stay, the cost of a breakfast or any given meal, or the daily cost to operate a sauna, a pool, meeting, or sitting area. I've been to many properties where the owners base their prices on their competition or their own insecurities, and in many cases undervalue their property. So what should you take into consideration when deciding on your pricing structure? Look at your costs. Now I know accounting is not everybody's cup of tea, but it is very important that owners know and understand the numbers when running a property. Take a look at your fixed costs. Building and maintenance costs. Market area. Where is the hotel? The competition, the number of rooms, the amenities, how your property is being managed, what type of hotel is it? City, resort, large scale, bed and breakfast? The cost of labor, and that's daily housekeeping divided by the average number of rooms cleaned per person. Cost of energy, and cost of any included meals. Now, if not included with the room rate, then go through the same exercise to determine if you're making a profit on your meals. But we'll talk a little more about this in a minute. Now, you need to establish when your high, low, and shoulder seasons are, and the room rates you've been charging. Determine your fixed costs and your average occupancy for those periods. You'll always want to include a few extra dollars as a buffer. This is known as variable costs. The following is a very simple spreadsheet model you can use to compute the room's profit and the profit margin given the following data. What you need is the current room rates, allocated fixed costs, variable costs, and occupancy. Now place those numbers in the following calculation. Room rate times occupancy equals room revenue. Allocated fixed costs plus variable costs times occupancy equals total room costs. Room revenue minus total room costs equals room profit. And room profit divided by room revenue equals profit margin. Now, if you're happy with the profit you're making, good for you. If not, it's time to reevaluate. Okay, let's look at a possible pricing structure. For example, you have your rack rate. Discount number 1 might be for walk-in or corporate clients. Discount number 2 might be for government clients. Deep discount number 3 is a segmented discount. And deep discount number 4 is promotional rate. Now when you have these set, decide on the decided occupancy levels needed to close each discount level. If you have up to half the room sold, all rates are still available. If up to 70% of the rooms sold, close the deep discount rates. And if you have over 71% of your rooms sold, close all rates except walk-in corporate and rack rates. You see that the price is not going up, but as the number of rooms sold increase, the number of lower rate rooms are closed for sale. This will increase your profit. And it's a very simple exercise to start with. Now with meals, you can also use a simple formula to determine a sale or value price. And that is raw food costs divided by desired food cost percentage. That gives you your price. Now you might be thinking, I have no clue what you're talking about. Don't worry. In the show notes, there will be a link to a wikihow.com calculated food cost page that will explain how this works in a step-by-step manner. I'm also going to include a link to a great blog post about controlling food costs and improving your profit. And the show notes can be found, as always, at keystonehospitalitydevelopment.com/blog. If you are losing money or your occupancy rates are low, I would suggest not dropping your prices or leave it as a last option, but instead look at ways to improve your guests' experience and showcase that. Make them see the value of their stay. Bottom line, if you start using these type of formulas, you'll quickly determine that numbers don't lie. And the purpose of today's post is to try to get you thinking about your profits. If this podcast was a blur to you and you'd like to learn more about this process, leave us a comment below. Okay, this was our look at what to charge. If you have been wondering about the music we use for our podcasts, we get our tunes from a great site called danosong.com. If you have any interesting stories about pricing your property services and would like to share or have any questions or feedback, you can leave them in the comments section of the show notes. A PDF of each episode can be found in the show notes. And this week, look for the links to the blog about controlling food costs and improving profit, as well as the formula to calculating food costs. They can be found at our website at keystonehospitalitydevelopment.com and click blog, or go directly to keystonehospitalitydevelopment.com/blog. Let's continue to work together to put heads in your beds. Until next time, have a fun day. This is known as verbal and occupant and occupant holy crap times occupant